Hello, people of God, hello, family, hello, friends. Compliments for the new year. Compliments for the new year. Happy New Year, guys. Um, I've been very quiet on TikTok, um, and the reason for that is because, yeah, I couldn't remember my password, so I struggled to get my account. But for some reason today, I managed to remember. Um, Maybe I was not putting effort. I don't know. Anyways, Happy New Year, guys. The message that I want to share with you, remember, for me it's all about the Word of God. For me it's all about the Word of God, the realms of the Spirit, understanding the Word of God better, and all of that. Um, and I wish one of our New Year's resolutions was to win souls for God. But who will ever write something like that and say resolution, win souls for God? I wish that's that was one of our resolutions. Anyways, people of God, there's a message that I want to share with you, and this is for Christians. Ne? This is for Christians. You know, as a Christian, there's a lot of things that you have to redefine. As you get into Christianity, there are things that you must redefine, that you defined in a certain manner, but now because you're a Christian, you begin to redefine them for yourselves. You redefine them for yourselves because what is A on the other side might not be A on the other side. What is B on the other side might not be B on the other side. And the message that I want to share with you is one of those. Let's talk about a new year. Let's talk about a new year. A new year, 2025, 2024, 2015, 2010, 1996. That's just a measure of time. A year is a measure of time. Let me just say it like that. A year, um, I don't want to say for those who have done physics or whatever, but in anything that we, when we measure things, we use um, 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 we use some units. We use some units, like for instance, now when you measure time, when you talk about measuring time, time is measured in milliseconds, then in seconds, then in minutes, then in hours, then in days, then in weeks, then in months, and then in years. So 2025 is a measure of time. It's just a measure of, it's telling us that now it's 2025. It's a measure of time. So we are not taking anything away from the grace that has kept us this far. We are saying Ebenezer. That's what the Lord has helped us. But what I want to share with you is, don't be fooled by a measure of time, a change in the measure of time. Don't be fooled by a change. If your clock says 12 o'clock now, it's gonna be 13 hours soon. So do you get excited just because it's 13 hours? What does 13 hours bring to you? Um what does 16 hours, 17 hours brings to you? Does it bring anything? It's just a change. It's just a measure of time. So the point I'm trying to make is, a new year does not just bring fortunes for us, doesn't bring luck for us or into our lives. It doesn't. What changes our lives is not a new measure of time like 2015, 2016, now 2025. So our lives, they change because we have entered a new season with God. We have entered a new season with God. And the difference between a year and a season, there's a difference between a year and a season. God operates in seasons. He does not operate in years. This is why the Israelites, they stayed in Egypt for 400, over 400, I think it's 430 years. 400, that was a season for them. That was a season for them. The season of them being in Egypt, it lasted for 430 years. That's their season. So God does not operate according to years. God does not choose to bless you because it's a new year. Does not choose to bring blessings, to shower you with blessings, to give you this and that and that and that, just because it's a new year. But He does that because it's your season. It's because you are in that season. You are in that season. You know, God operates in seasons. I wish people can get this. God operates in seasons. My season, the season that I'm in right now, it's not going to change just because it's a new year. I'm still going to be in this season that I was in last year, towards the end of last year, until now, and until maybe probably the first 3 months of the year, I'll be in the same season. But there's a season that I know I'm going into sometime this year. I know. So, can you hear what I'm saying? I'm saying the season that I was in towards the end of last year is the same season that I'm going to be in the first quarter of this year. So that means there's not been a change in seasons. I'm still in the same season. But sometimes a new year can usher you into it can coincide with a new season in your life. So a new year can coincide with a new season in your life. Sometimes there are people who are in the same season that they were in 2015. There are people who are in the same season that they were in 2010. They're in the same season. Let's talk about these seasons. I'm gonna use a common example. You know, if you look at agriculture, let's talk about agriculture. Let's say you're a farmer. You plant potatoes, or let's say you plant carrots. There's a season, or there's a time where you need to prepare the soil. There's a time, and you know how long it takes for you to prepare the soil to plant your carrots. Talk about a farmer now, large scale farming. You know what you must do months before on that very place you are going to plant. You know how to prepare the soil. That's a season. You cannot now come and wake up one day and expect to harvest, because you know that you are not in a season to harvest, but you are in a season where you are preparing the ground. It's ground preparation. Whatever that you put there, whatever fertilizer you put there, whatever way you prepare your to plant your crops. Then the next thing that you do, you need to plant the seed. That's a season on its own. Planting a seed is a season on its own. And then you need to water and take care of it. Allow it to grow. Make sure that you chase away birds, chase away any animals that can come in. You take care of insects, insecticides. You take care, make sure that you remove any weeds around. That's a season on its own, because you are looking at the harvest time, because there will be a time where your crops will begin to bear fruit. Even though when they bear fruit, it's not a time to harvest. A time to harvest will come. This is how God operates in our lives. Please come back for part 2 as I go deeper into this mystery. To God be the glory.